Cardinale. Entertainment all day. Click, dive deep. Color on the screen runs free. Tropical fins, bright reef. Whole ocean.
I'm Alex Cardinale, and I personally would like to welcome you to this presentation of the Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy this special live stream right here on A.C.E.
Every Saturday we do our thing. Alex Cardinale Entertainment. Hit subscribe and stay a minute. If you're laughing or you're on the edge, we got it all. You're watching A.C.E.
Good evening, fish keepers. Welcome to a very somber event. Today we say goodbye to another tropical fish store that has closed its doors. But this one was inevitable. I saw this store closing a long time ago. Unfortunately, today we say goodbye to TankSmart Aquariums. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the funeral of TankSmart Aquariums. Let's say goodbye and honor the legacy and memory of TankSmart Aquariums.
Like it was all the same. He waved off licks in the corner seam, said it'll hold with a dead-eyed grin. Fish kept gasping in the glass, while empty promises stacked up fast. Aqua Alex said, fix this now. Frankie said, we can turn this around, but Alex shrugged and looked away. Another warning.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Aquatic Wetline special. I'm Aqua Alex Cardinale, and tonight I am doing something that I thought I would never do on YouTube. Tonight we are hosting a funeral of sorts. It's the funeral of TankSmart Aquariums, and tonight we say goodbye to TankSmart Aquariums. TankSmart Aquariums is no longer in business. And we're going to say goodbye to TankSmart Aquariums in style tonight here on a special episode of Aquatic Wetline. Now, obviously, I am a former employee of TankSmart. I worked at TankSmart in its last few months. I worked in TankSmart from May of last year until November of last year. Now, I enjoyed my time working at TankSmart, but it is very clear to me why TankSmart closed and why it failed. And tonight on this episode of Aquatic Wetline, I'm going to tell you exactly why it failed and what lessons other fish stores and other hobbyists can learn from TankSmart Aquariums. This is going to be a unique show, one that I've never done before, but one that I think could be beneficial to the aquarium hobby, because owning a fish store is hard and it is difficult, but I think this could be a lesson for people who want to get into owning a fish store and whatnot. So we're going to talk about the history of TankSmart Aquariums. We're going to talk about why it failed, all that stuff and more. But since this is a funeral, we're going to kick off with a special tribute with a special song that I created just for TankSmart. It is called R.I.P. TankSmart Aquariums.
Like it was all the same. He waved off leaks in the corner seam, said it'll hold with a dead-eyed grin. Fish kept gasping in the glass, while empty promises stacked up fast. Aqua Alex said, fix this now. Frankie said, we can turn this around. But Alex shrugged and looked away. Another warning, another day. Rip TankSmart, you let it crack, you let it fall apart. Rip TankSmart, like the Titanic. It sunk so hard. Never cared, never there. Rip TankSmart, gone under now, gone under fast. Aqua Alex brought new filters in. Frankie taped the glass and patched the trim. They labeled bags and cleaned the racks. Tried to drag the whole thing back, but Alex talked over every plan. Don't overthink it, I've got this, man. Then the pumps died, the shelves went bare, and the last goldfish just stared and stared. Aqua Alex said, we're losing time. Frankie said, this shop was mine. But Alex laughed like it was fine, then watched the water cross the line. Rip TankSmart, you let it crack, you let it fall apart. Rip TankSmart, like the Titanic. It sunk so hard. Never cared, never dare. Rip TankSmart, gone under now, gone under fast. Half the room smelled like rain and rust. Boxes soaked through dust turned to sludge. Aqua Alex shook his head. Frankie said, we did what we could. And the sign out front flickered once, then died. TankSmart, bleeding out in plain sight. Rip TankSmart, you let it crack, you let it fall apart. Rip TankSmart, like the Titanic. It sunk so hard. Never cared, never dared. Rip TankSmart, gone under now, gone under fast. Frankie tried what the water won that night. Rip TankSmart, down below.
And that song is pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome and accurate description of what happened. But I'm going to explain more about that in detail. All right, so let's get started by talking about the history of TankSmart. And TankSmart has a 4-year history. But before TankSmart, it was known as Tank-A-Lot Aquariums, which was a very successful fish store. So here is the complete history of TankSmart Aquariums. Long before TankSmart Aquariums, this business was known as Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums. The shop shares an operational history and contact infrastructure with Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums, which was a custom aquarium design and service company providing maintenance across South Florida for over 15 years. Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums was established by owner Dwayne P., who turned a lifelong personal fish keeping hobby into a professional venture. Dwayne even had a certified marine biologist on staff at Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums. So Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums created custom aquariums, but they also sold tropical fish and supplies like a normal fish store does. At one point, Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums was one of the biggest fish stores in South Florida, and it was one of the fish stores that was thriving in South Florida. Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums was established in 2004, so it's over 20 years old. In 2021, the owner of Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums decided to pursue other adventures, and thus Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums closed. In May of 2022, TankSmart Aquariums was born. Taking over Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums at the very beginning, TankSmart did incredibly well, as you expect it would, because Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums was a very well-known fish store that had a great reputation for helping customers in the area. But eventually people realized that TankSmart Aquariums is nothing like Tank-A-Lot Aquariums, and soon TankSmart was very different from Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums. But in the first few years, it was a very, very good store. They sold a lot of fish and products in the first year and a half and so. But then, slowly over the last 3 years, business began to dwindle, and TankSmart was no longer the juggernaut it once was. Even though TankSmart was completely different from Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums, and TankSmart had freshwater and saltwater, it still was not as successful as Tanks-A-Lot Aquariums for various reasons. Now, when I was hired last year in 2025, TankSmart was already at a big decline. Now, from a personal note, it was extremely rare that sales would top $1,000 a day. Now, on a couple of occasions, it would make more than $1,000, but that is horrible for a tropical fish store to not even get $1,000 in a day's sale. So, what are some of the reasons why TankSmart failed? Well, it's quite simple. Lack of fish, lack of supplies, and upset customers. How can you call yourself a fish store if you don't have livestock, you don't have basic fish supplies, and you've got upset customers? Upset customer after upset customer after upset customer. That's going to be bad news, and unfortunately, it was doomsday for TankSmart Aquariums. So that is a little bit of the history of TankSmart Aquariums. It's not all bad from TankSmart Aquariums. They did have a great clientele that came in. People came in to buy water a lot. People came in to buy food. Some people came in to buy livestock. But unfortunately, a lot of the people that came in left also, and they were angry because there was no livestock for them, no supplies for them. And that's going to be a common theme that you're going to see me talk about all throughout the show. So that is the history of TankSmart. So now I want to take a different approach. I want to go towards the customer service aspect, and I want to see how and what the customers have to say about TankSmart Aquariums. And before I went live, I actually did quite a bit of research of this. So here are customers' views of TankSmart Aquariums. Let's start with the positive reviews. Helpful customer service. Reviewers frequently praise the team for being welcoming, deeply invested in the fish keeping hobby, and loving toward their customers. Expertise in water testing. Hobbyists highly value the store's deep knowledge base. Customers appreciate that staff test water with the real stuff, not the stick, providing much more accurate chemical analysis for complex tanks. Healthy livestock and price matching. The store is well regarded for keeping highly vibrant, healthy fish and corals. Reviewers also point out that their retail pricing is highly competitive and that the store offers price matching. That we did when I was there. Negative reviews. Let's take a look at some of the negative reviews. High coral cost. Multiple customers note that the live coral selection, while high quality, is consistently priced on the higher side compared to other local saltwater shops in the area. Markup on common species. Reviewers have pointed out that generic or more common fish and coral varieties can carry a premium price tag, making budget setups more expensive. This one I agree with wholeheartedly. Weak saltwater variety. While their freshwater inventory, equipment, and supply sections are regularly praised, I don't remember that, hobbyists focusing on marine systems have complained about a poor or dwindling section of saltwater fish, corals, and inverts. Limited fragment options. Experienced reef keepers have noted that the inventory of affordable coral fragments, frags, sometimes feel generic or bland compared to specialized competitive reef stores in Palm Beach County. Long wait times. A recurring complaint during peak retail hours is the wait time, with some customers reporting spending up to 30 minutes waiting for a staff member to assist them with livestock netting or water testing. But I can assure you the days that I worked there, that was not true. Staff turnover. Historical reviews point out periods of noticeable staff turnover, which occasionally resulted in newer, less experienced employees training on the floor who lacked deeper technical answers for complex reef questions. And that's a very, very good point. Staff turnover. It is obvious that staff turnover not only applies to TankSmart Aquariums, I'm sure it happens elsewhere as well. But staff turnover can definitely be a turnoff for customers, especially if the new people don't know much about tropical fish. So that is the customers' views of TankSmart Aquariums. Now I want to go on Google and take a look at some of the reviews from customers on Google. Now TankSmart Aquariums actually has a 4.5 Google ranking. Actually, it's lower than that, 4.2. 4.2 out of 5 Google ranking, which is okay, but it should definitely be higher. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the customer complaints and reviews on TankSmart Aquariums. All right, so let's see. I don't get it. The place is always closed. How is a retail store closed 2 days out of the week and 1 day is on a weekend? I've tried 4 times to come here. I give up. Stupid hours. Yes, TankSmart was closed on Sundays and Mondays, but that was the hours that they purchased from when they purchased TankSmart Aquariums. So they were just continuing tradition, I guess. But yes, I agree wholeheartedly. I think TankSmart Aquariums should have been open on Sundays. I think would have helped a little bit. Let's take a look at the next customer review. And we'll wait for this one to load up on the screen. This one's actually kind of funny because it is accurate, and sadly, it is true. This one says, how is a fish store out of fish food? That's right. How is a tropical fish store out of fish food? You would think that would be the one thing they would keep stocked. You can come to your own conclusions of the type of place this is. This review cracks me up. It's real simple. Obviously, if you're a fish store that wants to thrive, you will order fish food and make sure there's plenty of fish food and supplies in stock. But that's one of the biggest reasons why this fish store declined, is because there wasn't that much supply orders or livestock orders that went into TankSmart Aquariums. And here is our next Google review. This one's also pretty accurate as well. Let's see what this one says. This is a very long one, so hopefully I can read it to you. Ridiculously overpriced. Not only that, I called this place for a crystal shrimp. The guy said 2 were in stock, but they carry 2 different species. The one they had in stock, I asked what was the price on them, and the guy said it was between $21 and $22. When I showed up, the price was $50 in the store. I asked if they can do anything with the price, since I was given the wrong information, just to give me 5 to 10% off. And they didn't even want to do that. Just told me the price is listed as $50, and that's all they can do. Literally felt lied to. That's awful. Not only that, I drove all the way here from East Boca, left with the shrimp anyway because I did not drive all the way there for nothing. He's been doing great, but highly disappointed with the customer service and lack of knowledge in this place, and well overpriced for coral and rock anemones, and just overall everything. Explains why there was only one other customer in the store. Will definitely be taking my business to their competition, Blue Earth Aquarium, where prices are so much better and customer service is tip-top. Wow, that's actually quite a review to take in. But obviously, I can't disagree with the customer here. If you're told one price over the phone, then it should be that price when you arrive at the store. Obviously, this is way before my time, way before when I worked there, and I believe it's way before my friend worked there also, so I can't comment on who could have potentially been the worker there. But obviously, if it was me or if it was my good friend, we would have took care of this customer. But anyway, that is a good look at how customers viewed TankSmart Aquariums. It's actually quite a shame that we are talking about another tropical fish store leaving South Florida and another tropical fish store leaving the aquarium hobby in general, because owning a fish store is hard, but it can be made simpler by keeping things in stock, keeping livestock in stock, and doing multiple promotions for your fish store. But those are all things we're going to cover coming up soon here on this special episode of Aquatic Wetline, where we say rest in peace to TankSmart Aquariums. All right, really quickly, we're going to go ahead and take a quick programming note. I want to invite you to some of my awesome upcoming episodes that I have, and we'll continue with the funeral for TankSmart Aquariums. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, I will be hosting my next episode of Talking Carp. And tomorrow, you'll learn about butterfly koi. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, join me for an all-new episode of Talking Carp. That's tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And then this Sunday, we have a special episode of Late Night Aquatics. It is Star Wars taking over Late Night Aquatics. Star Wars meets the aquarium hobby live this Sunday, May 17th 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget, coming in June, we have Amazonian Week, where every live stream will be dedicated to the Amazonian rainforest. Learn about animals that call the Amazon rainforest home. Learn about the people of the Amazon rainforest, crimes committed in the Amazon rainforest, and more. Coming up next here on this special episode of Aquatic Wetline, we'll discuss what led to the demise of TankSmart. But first, here are some special live streams coming your way.
Join Late Night Aquatics, Star Wars Edition. Greetings, fish keepers and Star Wars enthusiasts. I, Aqua Alex, am thrilled to invite you to the 5th episode of Late Night Aquatics, a unique blend of aquatic wonders and galactic adventure. This Sunday, May 17th, 2026, at 10 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. PT, prepare for an extraordinary journey where the mystical forces of Star Wars meet the captivating world of aquarium fish keeping. What's in store? May the forces be with you as we explore an exciting lineup of Star Wars-themed aquatic features and expert tips to elevate your aquarium experience. Aqua Alex Aquarium Advice. Tips for making your aquarium shine. Transform your tank into a spectacle of beauty and tranquility. Tips for keeping cichlids. Master the art of caring for these vibrant and fascinating fish. Tips for dealing with aggressive fish. Learn how to maintain harmony in your aquatic community. Star Wars-themed fish. Yoda, the wise green alien beta. Chewbacca, the playful clown loach. Featured cichlids. Emperor Palpatine Fry cichlid, commanding and regal. Darth Maul red dragon flowerhorn, striking and powerful. Ahsoka Tano frontosa cichlid, graceful and spirited. Featured catfish. Chewbacca frogmouth catfish, quirky and endearing. Bristlenose pleco, the diligent tank cleaner. Featured saltwater fish. Jabba the Hutt frogfish, unique and fascinating. Darth Vader French angelfish, elegant and commanding. And much more awaits you in this special episode. Join us for a night of education, fun, and a shared love for both aquatics and the Star Wars universe. Tune in live on Alex Cardinale Entertainment at http://youtube.com/AlexCardinale. See you this Sunday.
Alex Cardinale here, and it's no secret, I love the Amazon rainforest and the animals that live there. As a matter of fact, 90% of the fish that I keep come from the Amazon River and South America. So, I hereby announce the Alex Cardinale Entertainment is thrilled to announce the inaugural Amazonian Week, a captivating series of live streams and videos dedicated to celebrating and raising awareness about the Amazon rainforest. From Monday, June 22nd to Sunday, June 28th, 2026, join me for an immersive journey into the heart of the world's largest rainforest. I am proud to announce that in June, I will be hosting an entire week of live streams and videos dedicated to the Amazon River in South America. This will be a yearly event to raise awareness for the largest rainforest in the world, the people that live there, and of course, educate about the different animal species that call the Amazon home. Event highlights: Amazonian Saturday with Alex Cardinale. On Saturday, June 27th, 2026, enjoy Amazonian Saturday with Alex Cardinale. This special day will feature interactive content such as 3 rounds of Two Truths and a Lie centered around the Amazon rainforest and South America. The day's segments will delve into the fascinating world of Amazonian animals, Amazonian fish, and more. Here is the weekly schedule for the very first Amazonian week. Monday, June 22nd, Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex, Amazonian fish. Tuesday, June 23rd, Jaguars with me, Alex Cardinale. Wednesday, June 24th, we'll learn about anacondas. Thursday, June 25th, Detective Alex Cardinale will talk about crimes that took place in the Amazon rainforest and South America. Friday, June 26th, it'll be an episode of Turning Point, and we'll talk about some tragedies that took place in the Amazon. And Saturday, June 27th, will be Amazonian Saturday with Alex Cardinale. And it all concludes on Sunday, June 28th, with Dolphins with Alex Cardinale. Don't miss Amazonian Week taking place Monday, June 22nd through Sunday, June 28th, right here on the Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel, A.C.E. Welcome back to a special episode of Aquatic Wetline. Tonight, it's our farewell to TankSmart Aquariums, a former tropical fish store that was based in Lake Worth, Florida. And right now, let's get to my next segment. And right now, I want to talk about my experience working at TankSmart Aquariums. You know, I actually have positive things to say about working at TankSmart Aquariums. I actually enjoyed working at TankSmart Aquariums because the atmosphere was pretty much laid back, and pretty much I enjoyed working at TankSmart largely because of the coworker that I was working with. He's actually a very good friend of mine today, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet my friend, and that's because I worked at TankSmart Aquariums. Now, TankSmart Aquariums is a funny thing because I did have some other experiences that are pretty funny and hilarious. So the first experience I have is where a customer came in a lot. I'll just say that. He was a very frequent customer, and he was friends with my coworker friend. He came in a lot. He was a pretty funny elderly man. I guess he was some sort of radio DJ or something way back in the day. But all I could tell you is he was a very annoying individual, but very, very cool also. He had this weird voice. And I always cracked up when he came in because he always wanted to feed our turtle. We had a pet turtle at TankSmart, and the way he sounded about the turtle was just creepy. But that was one experience that I had working at TankSmart. Just a unique individual for sure. That's probably the only experience that I can think of right off the top of my head. As far as customers go, I've had a blast helping customers at TankSmart Aquariums. There hasn't been that many customers at TankSmart Aquariums that I can remember right off the bat, because a lot of the times when I was working at TankSmart, it was pretty dead. And a lot of the times I was basically feeding fish, scrubbing aquarium glasses, checking water parameters, doing water changes, helping Frankie do water changes. So pretty much a lot of the time when I was working at TankSmart, when it was slow, it was basically fish and aquarium maintenance. Very rarely would we get customers, and when we did, a lot of the times customers would just get ocean water or pre-mixed salt water, or RODI water or supplies. But then again, when people came in for supplies and we didn't have supplies, that puts a lot of pressure on myself and my coworker, because customers don't yell at the manager. They can't yell at the manager if the manager is never there, so they take it out on the coworkers, and we actually have nothing to do with it. The employees, Frankie and I and whoever else is working there, have nothing to do with what comes in and what's ordered and what's not ordered. So unfortunately, when customers yelled at us, there's nothing we can do about it. We can tell management about it, but half the times they just didn't listen, or they didn't order, or they didn't care. But I 100% understand where all the customers were coming from. If you're traveling to a store to pick up supplies and it says it's a tropical fish store, then it should have up-to-date tropical fish supplies. But I do remember one particular experience I had at TankSmart Aquariums. An old friend of mine that I hadn't seen in quite some time brought in some cool monster saltwater fish, very, very large tessellata moray eel. That was very exciting because they had actually reached out to me on Facebook first to see if I still was in the saltwater game and see if I wanted it. But unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have a saltwater tank, but obviously I knew that every Friday and sometimes other days I worked at TankSmart and we had space for it. I said, so just bring it over to TankSmart and we'll give you some store credit. So that large tessellata moray eel that was available at TankSmart last summer, I actually had someone that I know bring that one in. And then a couple months later, 2 more large tessellata moray eels came in. So that was my very first time actually seeing tessellata moray eels in person, and that was awesome. So that was very exciting. Now, I will say it was very stressful working at TankSmart, knowing that our livestock selection is basically crap. There were times where our freshwater selection was guppies, mollies, tetras, convicts, and African cichlids. And our saltwater selection was a few clownfish, a couple tangs, some diamond gobies, and maybe a flame hawk or 2. That was about it. So knowing that and knowing that some experienced hobbyists are probably going to be coming in looking for things like blue hippo tangs, powder brown tangs, and all the exotic saltwater and freshwater fish, I knew things had to change right around July. July, I started getting the feeling like if they don't turn this around, it looks like this store is going to shutter. And unfortunately, I was right. But having said that, I did have pride working at TankSmart, and a part of me wanted to see TankSmart succeed. I wanted to see TankSmart thrive, but it's just not to be when management and the owner don't listen, they don't take advice or your ideas, or simply they don't order livestock or supplies. I keep going back to the livestock and supplies because it really is prominent. It's one of the prominent reasons why TankSmart went out of business. When you don't have livestock or supplies for customers to purchase, they're going to stop coming. And I believe that is what happened. I noticed a lot of the people that came in a lot weren't coming back around September. And that was because they started noticing you're ordering less and less. And it seems like the owner just doesn't care about the business. That is a comment that I remember getting a lot. The owner sure doesn't care about this place. And you just sit there and laugh and say, yeah, you're right. But you can't say that when you're working for them. But in your mind, you're like, yeah, you're right. This place is probably going to shutter really soon. It's unfortunate because, like I said, I am a hobbyist by heart, and I definitely don't want to see fish stores fail. But sometimes when fish stores do fail, you can learn from those experiences. And I know what not to do if I one day decide to open my local fish store. And I get it. Owning fish stores is definitely not easy. It's not for everybody. And especially not for people that don't have experience in aquariums and tropical fish. So I am not bashing anybody. I am not attacking anybody. It's just a simple fact. When it comes to owning a business, you need to know what you're doing, and you need to make sure that you keep a plentiful stock of livestock and supplies. Now, I could see if we were constantly ordering to a point where we're getting overstocked, but that certainly was not the case. We did not have anything close to overstock. And I think a part of the reason that they did not want to order livestock and supplies just boils down to not wanting to spend the money if they're not making money. that probably was it. But you have to spend money to make money sometimes. I guarantee you, had they brought in some exotic fish, some more fish, and more supplies, I think things would have definitely turned around for the better. Now that I think about it, I haven't really seen many exotic fish at my time at TankSmart Aquariums, other than the Tessellata moray eels, other than a Volunton lionfish, and a couple freshwater fish that were trade-ins of mine and some other people I know, like a large royal pleco, a couple lungfish, etc. There wasn't really any exotic fish. So what separates TankSmart from other fish stores? There really wasn't anything that separated TankSmart from any other local fish stores, and I think that's also a part of the reason why TankSmart failed as quickly as it did, because it did not differentiate from other fish stores. And in retail, you need to be different. You need to be different than your competitors. And unfortunately, TankSmart just was not. And I tried so hard to convey that idea. I tried so hard to tell the management, hey, freshwater section's running low, we need more fish. Hey, the food is running out, we need more supplies. But when they're not listening, what can you do? So that basically, in a nutshell, is my experience working at TankSmart Aquariums. It basically was happiness because I enjoyed being around tropical fish and my friend, but also at the same time it was frustrating because you have to deal with people who are angry, and knowing that they're not angry at you, they're angry at the store and the management. And when management doesn't listen, what are you to do? So that was pretty frustrating, having to deal with that. But having said that, I did enjoy going to TankSmart because it was closer to my house at the time. And I also got to do some social media work because when I was working at TankSmart, I was part of the social media team as well. And then the other days I was at the other location, which is actually the flagship store of the business. So TankSmart was actually owned by the same people that own KoiSmart. KoiSmart is the flagship store. It has koi and freshwater fish and aquariums and ponds, and they also do pond maintenance. So I think that's also part of the reason that TankSmart wasn't given full attention. It's because the owner was already busy with KoiSmart and his pond maintenance company that he really didn't put much effort into TankSmart Aquariums. Now that I'm thinking about it, there really wasn't even any management at TankSmart Aquariums. But basically, you didn't need management because I was able to work very well because I have plenty of experience in customer service. So that is my experience working at TankSmart Aquariums. So right now I want to talk about some of the awesome ideas that I proposed to the owner and the manager. And I thought these ideas were great because they would have definitely separated TankSmart from any of the other aquarium stores in the area. So one of my ideas that I had was in our saltwater section where we have those big tubs, we could create something that would get kids interested into saltwater fish and also in the hobby in general. One idea I had was to create what's called a cleaner shrimp station, where we could put a whole bunch of cleaner shrimps in one of those tubs that we had, and someone could stick their hand in there and the cleaner shrimp would clean their hands. It would be a very fun experience for children and people of all ages, but also it's a great way to show what cleaner shrimp actually do. So that was an idea that I shot out to them at one point. I don't remember if they ever acknowledged that idea or not. Another idea I had was to create a little section for clownfish and anemones, because clownfish, believe it or not, are a huge part of the saltwater hobby. And a lot of fish stores nowadays only have one type of clownfish, but I wanted to do the ordinary porculas and ocellaris clowns, also maroon and tomato clowns with different types of anemones. And obviously, we needed a freshwater display tank because it mostly was all saltwater displays in there. So obviously, I would have preferred to have a nice freshwater display, maybe discus or something, but that was shot down as well. So there's a lot of ideas that I proposed that did not go through, but the biggest ones that I think would have definitely helped TankSmart were definitely the clear shrimp touch station and the clownfish and anemone section, because that would have separated TankSmart from any other store in the area, and I think it would have been really, really cool. But those are just some ideas that I proposed that unfortunately did not go through at TankSmart Aquariums. But, you can't live in the past forever. Times happen. Thank you for the memories. It is time to move on is definitely true. It's sad that TankSmart Aquariums never reached its full potential, but I think with the right attitude and if management and the owner put as much effort into TankSmart as they do KoiSmart, I think TankSmart would have definitely thrived. It definitely is a tragic situation. All right, coming up next, we've got 3 more topics. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the reasons TankSmart failed in depth, and then we'll talk about the lessons I learned from TankSmart Aquariums and the lessons other hobbyists and other aquarium stores owners can learn. That's coming up next, but first, I would like to invite you to my flagship program, Saturday with Alex Cardinale. And don't forget, this Saturday, it is Star Wars themed Saturday. It kicks off this Saturday, May 16th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. YouTube.com/@Alex Cardinale 2026. And don't forget, 1 week from this Saturday, next Saturday, it is going to be the biggest Saturday with Alex Cardinale of 2026. It is going to be 4th Saturday with Alex Cardinale, where we proudly celebrate 4 years of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. And next Friday, we have the 4th Saturday pre-show. So here are some infomercials for Saturday with Alex Cardinale. When we come back, we'll talk about why TankSmart closed, the lessons learned, and more.
Be part of Saturday with Alex Cardinale Season 5 by hosting your own segment. Alex Cardinale, the visionary behind the popular YouTube series Saturday with Alex Cardinale, is thrilled to extend an extraordinary opportunity to 3 lucky individuals. If you've ever dreamed of starting your own YouTube channel and reaching audiences worldwide, this is your chance to shine. Create your own segment. Alex Cardinale is inviting aspiring creators to host their own segments on the upcoming 5th season of his show. Whether you have a passion for singing, cooking, baking, or showcasing your pet's talents, the creative possibilities are endless. As the creator and director of your segment, you have the freedom to express yourself and share your unique interests with a global audience. Segment guidelines. Pre-recorded segments. Your segment needs to be pre-recorded and submitted to Alex by Friday each week. Flexible schedule. Choose to broadcast your segment weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Promotion. Alex will handle the promotion of your segment, ensuring it reaches a wide audience. How to apply. If you're interested in this unique opportunity, please send an email with your segment ideas to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. Don't miss your chance to secure a spot and make your creative vision a reality. About Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Saturday with Alex Cardinale is a dynamic YouTube series that brings a variety of entertaining and educational content to viewers around the globe. Since its inception, the show has captivated audiences with its diverse range of topics and engaging format. With each new season, Alex Cardinale continues to inspire and entertain, fostering a vibrant community of fans and creators. For more information, visit https://www.youtube.com/AlexCardinale2026. Join the 4th anniversary festivities with Alex Cardinale. Get ready to celebrate as we kick off the 4th anniversary of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Tune in to the special pre-show airing Friday, May 22nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Alex Cardinale Entertainment. What to expect? Statistics for Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Discover the impressive view counts and all the essential details. Best and favorite episodes. Reflect on my most beloved and standout episodes of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Final preview and hype. Get the ultimate sneak peek and feel the excitement for the 4th Saturday celebration. Greatest moments in Saturday history. Relive the most memorable moments that have made Saturdays with Alex Cardinale special. Animal of the World. Join me as I share about 5 of my favorite animals. Aqua Alex featured fish. Dive into the aquatic world with me and learn about 5 of my favorite fish. And more. Don't miss out on this exciting prelude to our anniversary celebration. Set your reminders and join the fun live on Friday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Let's make it a memorable event together. youtube.com/Alex Cardinale 2026. Get ready for the next Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Join us for the final stop on the road to our 4th anniversary and the biggest Saturday of 2026. Tune in live on Saturday, May 16th, 2026 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on the Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel. What's happening, animal of the world? Dive into the fascinating world of the Cuban tree frog. Aqua Alex featured fish. Discover the wonders of the Hampala barb and yellowhook silver dollar. Blackwater Creek Koi Farms. Admire the beauty of featured koi. Segrest Farms featured fish. Explore unique aquatic life. 3 rounds of 2 truths and a lie. Test your knowledge with themes on Star Wars, 3 Musketeers, and Ships Ahoy. Topics: unearth intriguing facts on Star Wars. Discover the best new movies of 2026. Chef Alex's culinary creations. Learn creative ways to make delicious desserts using chocolate chip cookies. Additional highlights: WTF moments, Yankee Spotlight, WWE SmackDown recap, and much more. Set your reminders and don't miss out on this exciting episode. We can't wait to see you in the live chat this Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. youtube.com/Alex Cardinale 2026.
Get ready for the biggest Saturday with Alex Cardinale of 2026. Join us in celebrating 4 incredible years of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. This special anniversary show is airing live on Saturday, May 23rd, 2026 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time /6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You won't want to miss this spectacular event. What's happening? Karen's return. Relive Saturday with Alex's greatest moments. Aqua Alex gets new fish, Aqua Alex pond update, surprise cameo appearances, and more exciting surprises. Tune in on Saturday, May 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern /6 p.m. Pacific on the YouTube channel Alex Cardinale Entertainment. Mark your calendars and get ready for an unforgettable night. See you there.
I'm Alex Cardinale. I'm the host and founder of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. And I'm proud to tell you, Saturday with Alex Cardinale is now 4 years old. I started Saturday with Alex Cardinale in 2022, and now in 2026, we celebrate 4 years of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. And we're going to celebrate 4 years with a very big 4th Saturday with Alex Cardinale, which airs live Saturday, May 23rd, 2026 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And on the 4th Saturday with Alex Cardinale, you can expect plenty of surprises. Will there be surprise cameo appearances? Will there be surprise guests? Tune in to find out. Aqua Alex will get new fish. Aqua Alex will have a pond demonstration. Chef Alex will have some recipe demos. See Chef Alex, Phil Cannolis, and other great recipes. Karens are back for the 4th anniversary of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. It's the final Seagrass Farms featured fish and a whole lot more. Don't miss 4th Saturday with Alex Cardinale, Saturday, May 23rd, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, A.C.E. Welcome back to a very special episode of Aquatic Wetline. Tonight we say rest in peace, TankSmart Aquariums, and we say goodbye to TankSmart Aquariums, a fish store that was formerly in Lake Worth, Florida. I do want to express a couple of comments that I've noticed on my other social media comments. How come it wasn't posted on social media that TankSmart Aquariums has closed? Well, it's very simple, and I'll tell you the reason why you haven't seen any social media postings about TankSmart Aquariums closing. That's because they don't want to tell you that TankSmart has closed, because they quite honestly are too embarrassed to admit that TankSmart Aquariums has failed. That's why you haven't seen any announcements on social media about TankSmart Aquariums. It's because they're embarrassed and they're ashamed because TankSmart Aquariums failed. But that means that I get the honor and the opportunity of saying farewell to TankSmart and hosting this great funeral tonight. All right, so that leads us to our main event topic. What are the reasons for the downfall of TankSmart Aquariums? And I basically mentioned them a couple of times all throughout the show. The reasons for the downfall is mismanagement and lack of management. There was no manager ever present at TankSmart Aquariums, and the owner and manager weren't really on the same page as us employees at TankSmart Aquariums. So definitely mismanagement and lack of management. There was also a lack of social media promotions. I kept trying to get them to promote TankSmart on social media, but that was a battle that I was not going to win. So unfortunately, that was one of the reasons that led to TankSmart's downfall. Being closed on Sunday is here or there, but a lot of customers have complained about TankSmart not being open on Sunday. So that's a very good reason for why TankSmart might have had such a dramatic downfall. Definitely not keeping up with livestock and supplies. That is a huge no-no in the aquarium hobby. That is a good reason why they failed, not keeping up with livestock and supplies. Also, ordering the same fish species over and over and over again, as if this is PetSmart. When you're an exotic tropical fish store, you need to switch it up. Yes, you can offer some bread and butter stuff, but as a tropical fish store, you should also offer exotic species, not the same shit over and over and over again. Also, it is the lack of innovation and evolving with the times. That includes changing up things that aren't working, social media promotions, getting with the times. That is something that TankSmart did not do. And finally, not listening to their customers, not listening to the employees telling the managers how the customers are complaining. So, mismanagement, lack of management, lack of promotions, being closed on Sundays, not keeping up with livestock and supplies, ordering the same fish over and over again, lack of innovation in evolving with the times, and not listening to customers. That is what led to TankSmart Aquariums failing. All right, let's go ahead and take a moment of silence in the memory of TankSmart Aquariums because they are no longer with us. May 2022 to May 2026, may you rest in peace, TankSmart Aquariums. All right, this was a very unique show. This is the very first time I've ever hosted a show like this, and I gotta say it was a really fun show. I want to thank everyone that tuned in. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Aquatic Wetline. It'll probably be the only time that I host a funeral. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please feel free to share it. And I thank you guys for watching. I'm Aqua Alex Cardinale, and you've been watching an Aquatic Wetline special on the Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel. I'll see you next time when we have a fun fish keeping topic. I, Alex Cardinale, would like to say thank you for watching this live stream on the Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel. I personally hope you enjoyed the live stream and the video. If you did enjoy the live stream, please smash that like button and please share this video on social media so that your friends and family can enjoy it as well. If you are a first-time viewer or new to my YouTube channel, I highly recommend hitting that subscribe button and getting the notification bell for notifications when I go live next or when I upload a video. I highly recommend subscribing so you're a member of the ACE community. Thank you for watching ACE.